All right, kind of piggybacking off of a post I made on social media a couple of days ago, I talked about how, wow, it's hard to believe that it's been quite a while since season 5 of Sistas, or at least it seems that way. Madam was on there, and she pretty much helped out Andi with the Sabrina ordeal by getting Andi visitation with Sabrina while she was locked up in jail. And as a return of the favor, whenever Madam needed some help with, quote unquote criminal activity, she can call on Andi. But she was disappointed that she was just a divorce attorney. But the fact that she works in the legal world, she does know some pretty good lawyers who could help out Madam if she ever finds herself in any sort of legal bind. And she holds Andi to that. So I don't think this will ever be referenced ever again, especially with the time skip and everything. But I think it would be pretty cool if one of the, let's just say, criminal attorneys that Andi knew was Veronica Harrington. Now, a couple things with this. Number one, I've gotten to the point where I just don't care about the continuity stuff because the more I try to make it make sense, the less it makes sense. And when the actors themselves come out of the woodworks and say, hey, don't even worry about it, man. Just, it is what it is when it comes to the way Tyler or whoever else writes the shows, I feel like all bets are off. Veronica Harrington, Angela Robinson, I think that I have the itch to see her in other projects again because of her minor yet just incredible role during oh crap, I have not said the name of this movie in a few weeks. Maycopa. I probably freaked. Look, don't go at me in the comments. I know I probably butchered the name, but the Kelly Rowland Netflix Tyler Perry film that just came out. Maycopa, whatever. But in any case, she was the art dealer or whatever, and I just think like, dang, it's good to see her. It's good to see her again, but it's like a prime example of I really wish that Tyler would reutilize some of these actors from previous projects because they still got it, and I would love to see them in different work. But I mean, if we don't have the haves and the have-nots returning, heck, bring Veronica back to life. And what mean by back to life is, to my knowledge, we don't have solid proof that the sister verse and the haves and the have-nots don't take place in the same continuity. Yes, Crystal Lee Naomi portrayed Jasmine in Sisters and Alyssa in the haves and the have-nots, but stranger things have happened with cast playing more than one role. But I do think that it would be interesting. I mean, imagine seeing Eva Marcel and Angela Robinson in a scene together. That would be pretty damn fantastic. Now, when it comes to Veronica Harrington, this could be a completely different Veronica. She could have the same mannerisms and accolades, but what didn't she die in the haves and have-nots? Two things with that. Number one, I don't think she died. I was one of the biggest advocates of, I think it could be written where Laura was the one that was shot down instead of Veronica. But, the show ended, so it really doesn't matter. But on top of that, I just think that we've seen it so many times within Tyler Perry plays, movies, and shows. Like, for example, Mr. Brown is in many incarnations of the character from the movie, from the TV show. Well, then again, I think Meet the Browns, the show, actually was based on the movie. And it's in the House of Pain universe. So maybe that's a bad example. But, Veronica Harrington was name dropped by Medea of all characters during the farewell play. So Veronica existing in Sisters actually kind of makes sense because Tyler could just plop her in there. Keep in mind, Edward, aka Eddie from If Loving You Was Wrong, was a cop in the Medea family funeral movie. Was this the same Eddie from If Loving You Was Wrong? I don't know, but even if he wasn't, who cares? It was cool to see him. I just think that if Veronica Harrington just so happens to be in the sister universe, would it open up a lot of questions? Yes, but would I care? No, I would just be excited to see her again. I feel like I would be excited and wondering, wow, if Veronica could pop up in this show, where else could she pop up? Or what other potential Tyler Perry characters from other shows we've seen before could pop up in other, continuities? But yeah, I would like to see it. Maybe she was a mentor to Andi or something like that, or You know, she just so happens to be affiliated with a law firm. You just never know. Plus, that was one aspect of the character I really wish we would have saw more of in the haves and the have-nots. Yes, we saw her being very capable, but the longer the show went on, the more it became about, oh, what is Veronica going to do next? That's zany and wild, as opposed to her legal know-how, which again, we saw on multiple occasions, but I really wish we saw more courtroom scenes and whatnot because she was really capable. So imagine if Madam comes to her and, you know, let's say she tries to make a smart remark. I think these two would clash, would eventually have a mutual respect for the other for being strong, you know, just strong, determined black women in fields where they really don't succeed normally, which is, you know, Veronica standing with the big dogs in, you know, law, and then Madam not only running a successful business, but she is kind of like, you know, looked down upon for being like a woman in a man's game. So I think these two would be just amazing together. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. Would you like to see Veronica Harrington in Sistas? Or if Angela Robinson is in Sistas, would you want her to play a completely different character, but with the same kind of mannerisms and demeanor as Veronica? But then again, why not just make her Veronica? It's no big deal. I promise I wouldn't even bitch about it like, oh, it makes no sense. I'll be looking like, well, I mean, if Veronica Harrington is a hit in this show, could this mean a potential haves and have-nots revival or something? It's kind of like, you know, for example, what kind of way out there, but I've been watching X-Men 97 on Disney Plus, which is a continuation of the 90s animated series, and it's a hit. Ratings are just incredible, and there are potential talks of, okay, well, since this show is doing well, we could possibly see the revival of other 90s Marvel shows like Spider-Man the Animated Series. And if I'm not mistaken, there were other shows in the same universe. What was it? Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, Incredible Hulk, just to name a few. And I think Iron Man had a show as well. So, you know, in some of these shows, like for example, Spider-Man would pop up in X-Men. Then Spider-Man had so many cameos in it. You had Iron Man, you had Fantastic Four, you had Doctor Doom, and the list goes on. So I would love to see established Tyler Perry characters pop up in other projects. That's just me. Okay, well, I'm done. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video.